Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I haven't done a video in a bit, mostly because I've been occupied with some other things the Canadian government has been proposing lately. So it's taken a little bit of my time. And a friend of mine, Ashley Clark, she actually attended a giant protest in my nation's capital, and she has told me a lot about what happened there. And if you guys don't know anything about it, it's a big mess up here. It was called the Emergencies Act, and it's being investigated now with the current government, that they did some really wrong things. But anyway, so I'm really proud of her for doing that. And she kind of hinted that I should do a video today, like a Joe video, because I haven't done one in a long time. And when she told me that, I was really, really happy. A friend of mine, Wes Profit, from down in Texas, he sent me this awesome letter. And the reason why he sent me this is because he watched my last video, one of my last videos, and a good friend of mine, Joseph, he sent me a mainframe computer stand that he 3D printed. But I told him that I didn't have a actual mainframe 1986 computer, and he went ahead and sent me two of them to go on top of it. And he also sent me some other stuff, but we'll get into that in a bit. So first I'm just going to read the letter. So here it is. Hey Dave, hope all is well. Saw your latest video and heard that you didn't have a loose mainframe computer to go with your new stand. Hearing this, I knew I had several and I could part with a few. So one is the original, and the other is from 1987 Battle Gear Accessory Pack number 5. It's a little darker gray. Also, I've included a Black Major Viper. Enjoy! I just want to say I really dig your YouTube channel, music taste, and your Instagram account. Keep up all the great work. Yo Joe. Wes, aka Joe Hunter 73. So yeah, Wes is on Instagram and he has his own YouTube channel, and it's Joe Hunter 73 if you want to look it up. And of course he's a terrific guy, and he's like me, he loves 1980s G.I. Joe, and his first G.I. Joe was 1982 Short Fuse. And this is the Viper that he sent me. And it's a Black Major, like he said, and it looks totally cool. It's like a kind of like a night ops type Viper. And it came with these accessories here: the original 1986 style AR rifle, a backpack, and an AK-47 style rifle with like a laser sight and a handle grip on the front. So yeah, thanks a lot, Wes. And sorry it took so long to do this video. You sent me this like a month ago. And I'm just getting to it now because, like I said, a lot of my time with the Emergencies Act, which is just an act of tyranny, really. And those types of things can't exist in a country like ours, or any country in the world, civilized country in the world, in my opinion. So yeah, that's why I've been busy with that. And he also sent these awesome Metallica decals. And if you know his account, he has a Monkey Wrench figure, and he has a black t-shirt. He painted where it's just like a black t-shirt, and he has a Metallica shirt. So that's what these are for. And of course, that's one of his favorite bands. And I know another one of his favorite bands is AC/DC. And I love AC/DC too. Unfortunately, I can't put any of their music on this channel because every time I try to do it, it gets copyrighted. Whereas I can seem to put so many other bands on my channel. But yeah, so yeah, thanks, Wes. And the next part of the video is going to be on G.I. Joe number 300, which came out just last month, and it's supposed to be, or it was supposed to be, Larry Hama's last book for IDW. And if you don't know, Larry started in June 1982, a Real American Hero for Marvel Comics. And it was announced a few months ago that IDW number 300 would be perhaps the final one. So, as you can see here, this book came out November 2022, and it's number 300. And it's got kind of like a Where's Waldo approach to it, like the 1990s type books where you try to find Waldo. On the front's got all the Joes from the 80s and 90s, and on the back it's got all the Cobras from 80s and 90s, which is pretty cool. But yeah, me and Shane, my son Shane, Mixmaster Shane, we've been in contact with Larry Hama for quite a few years now, sending emails back and forth, and we've been printed in IDW. And in some of the letters lately, we just said, if you're going to end it, Mr. Hammer, can you please have it where Snake Eyes comes back and he reunites with Scarlet? Because me and Shane always really liked that relationship that he had with Scarlet, all the way back from starting in '82. And if you don't know, Snake Eyes actually died in issue 200 and I think 60 something. But yeah, anyway, he died. He was killed. And yeah, we kind of missed having him. And there was a substitute named Sean Collins, but he's not quite Snake Eyes, like as we know Snake Eyes. So in this issue, the very last issue, as me and Shane had asked Mr. Hama, he made Snake Eyes come back. So we're really proud about that and happy that the writer and godfather of G.I. Joe from the 1980s until now did an actual comic and put into the book in the last pages one of our favorite two characters being reunited as a couple. So yeah, it takes place in the casino, and the Joes are in there, and Snake Eyes is revived. There he is there, and he's totally kicking some ass. You can see here that these Vipers don't know what to do, and yeah. Again, I'm not going to talk too much. I can kind of just flip through the pages. And again, if you guys don't know much about IDW and you only had the Marvel G.I. Joe 1980s run, this is a continuation of it. And it's just a really, really great book. It's written just like the 1980s books because it's written by Mr. Hammer, of course. And they're on Cobra Island. Storm Shadow's there. And Snake Eyes is trapped inside. Shipwrecks on the killer whale with Deep Six and Cutter. And Serpentor is starting to get worried because he sees that Snake Eyes is pretty much killing everybody. But yeah, I'll just, I don't want to spoil it, so I'll flip to the ending here. And you can see that they come in with the killer whale. The Joes do. They blow away all the Cobras. And then here's the ending I wanted. Snake Eyes is there with Scarlet. And Scarlet says to him, Snake Eyes, your face. And he's like, Scarlet. So obviously his face was regenerated when he was in Dr. Venom's old brainwave scanner. Somehow, when they made Serpentor, they had him remade. So his DNA was formed and then made this new body. So it's pretty cool because Scarlet gets a fresh Snake Eyes. Like she gets like his face before he was disfigured in the military accident, and also a guy who can talk. So I mean, all those years he couldn't speak to her. So that's pretty cool that that it ended that way. And I would have been happy with just this ending, but then I read the rest, and it turns out that this might not be Larry's last book, because it has quite an interesting ending where Serpentor and Dr. Mindbender are going to use this massive bomb that could actually destroy like the entire planet. So if you read in the letters, I flipped to the letters page that I would always write into when I was a kid, and also, you know, lately with me and Shane. And it says that something tells me the story ain't over yet. Tom Waltz says that, the editor. So maybe this might not be the last book for Larry, and maybe when whoever buys this book starts doing their books, they'll have Mr. Hama continue. Because for me, that would be the only way to do it. I've read other G.I. Joe books, and anytime it's written by anyone other than Larry, it just doesn't have the same feel. It's kind of like Stan Lee. You know, nobody's going to be like Stan Lee. And Mr. Hama is a lot like that. He's from the same time. He's old school. And just a really funny, good guy who's just an excellent writer. So if you retire, Larry, that's great. And if you don't, I'm looking forward to your next continuation. And hopefully it'll be 301 with a new book. And if it isn't, that's cool too. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm really, really looking forward to doing some Christmas videos coming up.
I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.